In today's reading, we will be spilling the hot tea that's going around about you. We are going to be taking a look at who's speaking and what they're saying. And I'll try to include other details like zodiac signs, initials, etc. But before we get started with today's reading, I'd like to show you these beautiful crystal bracelets that have been sent to me by Otter Spirit as a gift, and they want me to give my honest review on them. So I did get themes of pink, which is my favorite color, and I also wanted to get them because they are associated with the heart chakra. So the first crystal I got here is Cherry Blossom Jasper, and it's associated with renewal, balance, healing, and calm during transitions. Then I got Rhodonite, which is associated with healing, forgiveness, and emotional strength. And then I got Rose Quartz, which is associated with love and self-love. The funny thing is I chose these crystals based off look and based off what I was drawn to, but after I researched the properties, I feel like they're actually needed right now in this phase of my life. I have worn these crystal bracelets for a week now, and I have noticed that when I'm wearing them, I feel calmer, more in touch with my heart, gentler and less emotionally all over the place, which I struggle with a lot. I've also found that I've been feeling less irritable. However, these crystals didn't numb my emotions, but they instead offered some kind of emotional support. Now, I'd also like to show you the packaging. It is so beautiful and luxurious. So it comes with this beautiful box, and it says here, each gemstone tells a unique story. Now it's time to write yours. It comes with a little pouch that comes with your crystal and with a little paper that kind of explains what the crystal's properties are, the zodiac signs it's connected to, as well as the chakras it's connected to. It also gives a kind of like affirmation you can say to yourself with the crystal, and also gives a care guide on how to clean it and what to avoid. Like this one says, avoid direct exposure to sunlight and water. I'd also like to mention that a portion of their sales go to a good cause in helping the otters in Monterey Bay. If you'd like to get your own crystal bracelets, they have given me a discount code for you all. You can use my link in the description box below, or my code Samantha20 in all caps for 20% off your order, or Samantha30 with all caps for 30% off orders over $99. When I received these crystals, they felt like they have very good energy. They made me feel kind of like light and airy when I wore them at first. That was my first impression as someone that can feel energies, so I can tell they sent this to me with good intentions and positive vibrations. Thank you to Otter Spirit for sending me these beautiful crystal bracelets. I love them so much, and like I said, you can use the link in the description box below. So now getting back to your pal selection and reading. For pal 1, we have the Cherry Blossom Jasper crystal with the World Cosmos. For pal 2, we have Rhodonite with the Chariot, and for pal 3 we have Rose Quartz with the Nine of Wands. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. You can either pick the pile you're most drawn to, or you can pick based off your zodiac sign, which is in the thumbnail. Once you're done picking a pile, as always, the timestamps are in the description box below, so then I will see you at your reading. Pile 1, you chose the Cherry Blossom Jasper crystal with the World card. We're going to be taking a look at the hot tea being spilled about you. I do want to note that when the World card came out, it originally came out reverse, but since 2 of the cards came out reverse, I made them upright for pile picking purposes. So how this reading is going to work is I'm going to pull 1 card for the person talking, then the second card is going to be what they're saying, and then the third card is going to be more insights into that, and then it's going to go on and like that. Like I said in the intro, I will also be trying to channel some zodiac signs, initials, some extra details about who's speaking and what's being said. The World Reverse can show a theme of not being able to move on from something or let go of something. So either this could be someone saying this about you or someone feeling this way about you, but let's see what comes through in the cards. So spirit guides of pile 1, please tap me into their energy as well as what's being said about them. Please show me the hot tea being spilled about my pile 1s. What is the hot tea that's being spilled about pile 1? We have the Six of Cups, which is associated to the past. This could be a past person speaking about you, someone you have a lot of history with, someone you've known for a long time, even someone linked to childhood memories with the Six of Cups. Six of Cups energy is not just some random stranger. This is someone you knew for years and years and years. Some of you may not be in contact with this person or a group of people anymore, but some of you could be. Then for what's being said, we have the Two of Wands reverse and the Eight of Pentacles reverse. I may pull some clarification cards on what's being said. So Two of Wands reverse reminds me of this feeling of not being prioritized, chosen. So it seems like the storyline I'm getting is maybe you chose someone else, or maybe you chose to prioritize something else rather than them, and they thought they would always be prioritized since you knew each other so long, or since you had many years of history with each other. It's like they assumed that the years of knowing you would make them be chosen or prioritized, but they weren't. This could look like a situation for some of you where maybe you had a breakup with someone, like an ex, and you started to date someone new, and maybe you're starting to get serious with this new person, and they thought, oh, you know, pal 1 will always come back to me because we had so many years of history together. They will always love me and never move on from me. Maybe they were saying that at first, and then bam, you're in a new relationship and you're getting serious with this new person. It's like, how could they prioritize them? They don't even know them that well. There's like an entitled kind of feeling coming with it. So that's an example of the energy. This could also look like maybe you had some kind of, for example, business venture, and you chose to maybe collaborate with someone you're newly friends with rather than someone that you've been friends with for years, maybe because you saw them as more talented or more knowledgeable and you decided to choose them instead of your old friend, or you decided to go to this new friend's party instead of this old friend's party. That could be another example of the energy. Of course, it doesn't have to resonate exactly, but I'm just trying to give examples here so you can see the type of energy I'm feeling in kind of like a setting, if that makes sense. So this is about them not feeling chosen, not feeling prioritized, thinking that you were always gonna like stay by their side, never get over them, but it seems you had no problem moving forward with your life or moving on depending on what the scenario is here. Then the Eight of Pentacles reverse is them realizing that I'm hearing their tactics aren't working. I'm not sure what their tactics were, but it seems like this person thought whatever they were doing is going to work. And it seems like they're feeling like you're not putting an effort into them the same way you did before. Again, there's a feeling of entitlement here, like how could they? How could they move on? How could they choose this person instead of me? How could they prioritize this other situation instead of me? I've been in their life for so long and this is how they repay me. That's that kind of feeling to the way they're speaking about you. There's anger, frustration in the energy, and like, I can't believe they did this kind of energy attached to it. I'm hearing that they are looking for sympathy from the people they're speaking to about this. And it's almost like they're hoping that the other person will then use that moment to go and then talk shit about you, and then they can go and talk shit too, because the feeling here is I don't want to just jump straight into it. I want the other person to say it first, then I have an excuse to do it too. There's also intentions here of wanting to stir the pot. They may also be going to people you know and kind of saying these things in order to kind of get people to side with them and side against you. There's that kind of intention here with what they're saying. It's almost like this person feels like something is incomplete between the two of you. There may also be words left unsaid, is what I just heard. And I heard bark but no bite. So this person may be all talk, no bite. They may be kind of like cowardly in a way where they say, this is the kind of person, I'm not saying they're saying this, but for some of you it could be, this is the kind of person that will say, oh, I'll go fight that person. But when it actually comes time to fight them, they run. Or let's say, you confronted them, like, I heard you've been speaking about me. They'd be like, no, I didn't say that. Oh, you misheard from that person. They're really cowardly when it comes to confrontation up to the face. But when it comes to behind your back, that's when they're all bark and no bite. I also felt this vibe of like, yeah, they're not gonna go get over me. We're gonna get back together. Like, we have unfinished business here. I know we still have something. There's that vibe here attached to this feeling for some of you in terms of what they're saying. They are feeling restless and feeling like something still needs to happen between the two of you. This may be someone that wants to impress you, be seen, or close a chapter, but not have you do it and have some kind of like closure from you, or some kind of talk of are we done or are we not. If this is someone you're still in contact with, then this could be like, I hope you don't get closer to new people than me, or I hope you don't prioritize new things in your life other than me, because that means you could move on from me. And that's what they're saying. Maybe there's a little bit of jealousy here of like, oh, you have new things going on in your life or new people you're entertaining, and now I feel left out, or I feel like you're gonna leave me behind or forget about me. This could be a Leo-ish energy, someone that is kind of proud, dramatic, wants recognition and attention, and even sympathy. And I'm not hating on Leos, I love Leos, but sometimes Leo can be a little bit dramatic. So this person may kind of like take a situation that is not even so dramatic and make it even more dramatic. They may exaggerate the details in terms of what they're saying. But this could also be a Pisces, someone that is dreamy and maybe avoiding reality. And with this Pisces energy, again, no hate to Pisces. I have Pisces myself in my chart. This is just what I'm feeling energetically. Each sign has its positives and negatives depending on how much the person has worked on themselves. But this could be a low vibrational Pisces that is delusional in some way. This person could kind of have like this try hard kind of energy about them, is what I just heard. And they could look polished or look put together in some way, but something almost seems off or missing, like maybe in posture or expression. This person may be nostalgic about past memories, even talking about the past situations with you, maybe even dramatizing it a little bit, adding extra details onto it, and just making the situation huger than what it actually is. This person may be someone that blows things out of proportion a lot. I'm also seeing that they struggle to look at things from the other person's perspective, to walk in the other person's shoes. They may experience a lot of misunderstandings with people due to that, because they take a situation and run with it and make assumptions based off it, but they don't come up to you and talk to you about it and clear things up. And I think due to that, they create a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings in their relationship, where they just take something and they run with it and they assume. For some of you, there may have been like a flirty vibe between the two of you. They may be talking about that. They may also be sugarcoating some things because they don't want you to look bad in the situation, but they still want sympathy from others, and there's still like an angry feeling of wanting the other person to talk shit first so that they could talk shit with no excuse and be like, oh, I'm not talking shit because I'm just angry in the situation. That kind of energy is coming through. They could also be speaking to people, like I said, saying like, remember when this happened. There's this sentimentality attached to the energy. This could be someone that looks youthful, innocent, playful, even mischievous. Could be someone short. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye for some of you. Could have soft features, warm eyes, a gentle smile. They could also be a Cancer, a Taurus, or a Pisces. There's a soft energy here. They're also someone that's emotionally in tune with themselves, and they have like a little bit of a dreamy charm to them. I am also seeing someone with like a square-shaped face, kind of like short in stature in my mind's eye, someone with darker hair or like brunette hair. I'm also seeing someone that has like a wider jaw and a kind of cute face where there's like cuter features there. They could talk in this way. I'm gonna try explain it in the way I'm seeing it. The soft kind of flowy vibe to the way they speak. I see them moving their hands a lot. I see a baseball cap in my mind's eye. I see like chipped nail polish. No shade, I'm just telling you what I see. I'm seeing that they could like daydream a lot or zone out a lot. So the tea here is that they're using memory or nostalgia to sway, charm, or even guilt trip a little. This person comes across as someone cute, innocent, like they would never do that, but there's a little bit of like strategic hidden motives or intentions here. And I'm hearing like whispering, so they may be like trying to whisper these things in the tea they're speaking, where they're not like wanting everybody to hear. If they're talking in a group setting, maybe they're pulling one person to the side, talking privately. I'm also seeing spider webs in my mind's eye, and I'm gonna look up the spiritual meaning of that. Maybe they want to catch you in their web. Maybe there's like a little bit of a possessive energy here of like, no, you're my friend, you can't be friends with other people, or no, you're my love of my life, like you can't go and date someone new. There's that kind of feeling here, even if the situation isn't exactly like the example, that's the energy felt here. So spiderwebs possess profound spiritual significance, representing the ability to consciously design one's life, creativity, patience, and the interconnectedness of all things. With the interconnectedness of all things, maybe these are people that you're also connected to, like I said before, confirmation. And this could also be something they're speaking about you, like maybe what you're creating right now, the choices you're making right now, where you're going in life right now. And if you're creative as a person, maybe they could also be talking about that, praising it, but also talking a little bit of BS. Yeah. This is about like spinning your own destiny. It symbolizes protection, divine feminine energy, and even fragility and deceit. So this person could be showing fragility in the way they speak about you, and maybe even like having deceitful intentions. So this person is hesitant, or this group of people, this could even be a group. I say person because I'm reading it like that, but it could even be a group of people. They're hesitant, indecisive, even secretly fearful about what they're saying coming back to you. Inwardly, they're unsure of what they're saying, like they know what they're saying isn't fully fact, but just assumption. And it's almost like they're afraid of it coming back to you in some way. But they're trying to make themselves seem sure of what they're saying. They're trying to, like I'm seeing them, you know, when someone makes their chest big and they almost try to act like dominance in a way. I'm getting that kind of vibe from this person of like acting big and dominant, and like they're sure of what they're saying, but they know deep down inside that it may not be confirmed or fact with what they're saying. They may be dishing things out, not being able to take criticism back in return, because I see them talking to one particular person that is maybe playing devil's advocate, maybe like trying to look at your side of the situation, but this person has trouble empathizing or looking at the other person's side. They always want to be right. And then when the other person basically shows context as to why you could have chosen that. Now, I'm not trying to excuse your behavior in any way. If you did hurt this person's feelings, I think that should be communicated. But what I do also think is them going to other people and saying this isn't right either. They should confront you about it, not other people. behind your back, you know what I mean? But anyways, what I was saying is like they can't take the criticism. Then they're like, no, you're wrong. No, I don't want to speak to you about this anymore because you're not understanding my point of view and you're defending them and you're taking their side. There's that kind of reaction coming from them, from one particular person they told. And I heard them saying to that person, you're bitchy, like for taking your side. I'm hearing that they want control. They're also trying to be ambiguous with who they're speaking about to certain people. With certain people, they'll say your name directly if they trust the person. But with certain people, they will say, I'm not going to say who it's about because they're afraid of the information coming back to you. So they talk about it and they're ambiguous with like names and stuff like that. They could also be holding back a major truth, telling only their side of the story, not what they did to you. Like, imagine you left someone, for example, and they're only saying, oh, they left me, woe is me, poor me, but they're not saying why you left. Do you get what I mean? This could have been someone that almost made you feel insecure, unsure, confused about their motives or intentions between you two. Like there might have been history here, but they may have made you feel confused because their words and actions weren't aligning. They may be kind of teasing and even comparing themselves to you, like, oh, my life is so much better than Pal 1's because of this and this and this. They may have like kind of led you on a little bit or made you feel confused again, like given mixed signals to you. You always felt like there's weird energy around them and you didn't know why, is what I'm hearing. It's like they're showing off their plans. They're showing it off and making it seem like what they have is so much better than what you have going on. They're almost trying to seem unbothered with this. There's this stuck vibe that I'm feeling. They're not being honest, they're cutting corners, they have a lack of focus. They may be talking about something they haven't fully earned, like maybe even exaggerating their own skills, achievements, intentions, and comparing themselves to you. They want to seem like they're moving on even though they're not. And I think people can subtly pick up on the fact that they haven't moved on since they're still speaking about it. They're obviously bothered by it because people can hear emotion in their voice, but then they say, I don't care about Pal 1 anymore. Fuck them, like fuck them, I have a better life than them. There's that kind of energy here, almost repelling like energy vampires. So maybe you set certain boundaries with this person, made them want to pull back from you a little bit, but it's actually a good thing. It's actually spiritual protection because this is not someone you want in your circle. Even though there was years of history here, this person is snake-like and hostile. And you did feel that weird energy from them. You weren't imagining it, Pal 1. There could also be Virgo, Capricorn undertones here. They're competent, but they might slack or avoid responsibility, and that may have led to the downfall of your connection. So they may be talking about everything else but that. And they're also very meticulous in both their appearance, effort, but it's almost like they're inconsistent at the same time. So it's like they're basically giving incomplete truths, like saying their side of the story but not yours, and almost like trying to get people to take sides here. They could be speaking about an outfit you were wearing at one point, making fun of it. I'm really sorry to say this. I don't want to say it, but it is coming through. And I mean, if you're watching this reading, you probably want the tea. You don't want me to sugarcoat it. Again, this person feels like a snake. They're untrustworthy. I'm hearing blocked next. So maybe Spirit wants you to block this person. Okay. I will channel initials at the end, like with my clairvoyance. But let's get the next energy. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Muse of Voices, which is the King of Swords. So I'm seeing bows, like someone that's very girly. I'm seeing like the coquette, kawaii aesthetic, which is interesting because you chose the cherry blossom jasper crystal. I'm feeling like this person is quite hot in terms of physical appearance, like in terms of conventional attractiveness, like they'd be a 9 or a 10. If you just ask anyone, even if this is not someone you'd be sexually attracted to, like for example, if they're not your type, or even if not attracted to that gender, it's like you can still admit that they're hot in some way, like you can still see it. The Three of Cups here does tell me that this could be someone that's a friend, someone you're close to. There's no like romantic energies here or anything like that. This is like strictly platonic. The Three of Cups is someone that is emotionally supportive towards you, someone that's always there for you. And this is someone that you have some kind of like emotional depth with in your friendship. Now, this may not be someone you speak to every day, but this is somebody that you know will be there for you whenever you go through things, whenever you go through ups and downs. They're going to be by your side, whether you're celebrating or whether you're down in the dumps. I also feel like this is someone you've had a lot of fun times with. There could have been times where you went out together, celebrated together. This is someone you can have a drink with, talk to about anything. You feel comfortable with them. But you can also have real deep conversations with them as well as have fun. So this is not just someone that's like a party friend. This is someone that you have that deep connection with as well. I'm picking up on someone that could be quite tall in stature as well. I'm seeing someone with like a slimmer, like a tall, slim build. This person could be kind of like, what is the word? I know there's a specific word for someone that doesn't look feminine or masculine. I'm getting the energy of someone that always wants to stop and smell the roses, is never in a rush, could have more of this like type B type of personality. They're adventurous, spontaneous, and I'm even seeing like Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. So this person may have personality traits similar to that character. So she's a fashion-forward, romantic New York City columnist, and she has a love for designer shoes, cosmopolitans, and cigarettes. She's an emotionally driven narrator who navigates complex relationships while balancing deep, self-centered friendships. She's stylish, sometimes impulsive, a writer, and she's characterized as an old-fashioned girl in her search for true love, refusing to settle for less than butterflies. However, she falls for a guy called Big, and oh my gosh, in my opinion, that guy was not good for her, but she was so down bad for him and she couldn't see it. Like everyone else could see it, but she couldn't see it, and she kept going back to him. She can sometimes be witty, charismatic, emotionally volatile, self-centered, immature, making poor financial decisions and failing to take accountability. And her life revolves around her tight-knit group of friends, and she often prioritizes her romantic tumultuousness over them. Maybe for some of you, there's links to that. Like, if you think of someone in your mind that maybe has those kind of personality traits, maybe this could be them. I am getting Scorpio and Taurus energy with this person intuitively. Now, for what they're saying, if I get more about them, I'll mention them in a bit. I also get that you could have traveled with this person, like gone on a girls trip or boys trip with them, or you could have been planning to travel with them. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about them talking about the changes that are happening in your life. So I see them saying, like, it seems like pile one is doing so well right now. It seems like they got this opportunity. They could be kind of like praising you in terms of getting some kind of opportunity, job change, anything that's really like kind of helping you evolve or grow at this point of your life. Now, they're also talking about some kind of growth and personal challenges you're going through that may not be easy, but it's helping you get outside your comfort zone. This person is saying they're so happy for you. I see them talking to close friends or people they're close to, like family. I see them drinking something like wine or something and saying, I love them so much. I'm so happy for them. So this may not be like the juiciest tea, but this is actually very wholesome. I love to see energies like this in readings because sometimes it's a breath of fresh air from like the negative talk. You know what I mean? So this is a very wholesome energy of them kind of praising you, bringing you up in some way, and even seeing you as inspiring with the Muse of Voices, King of Swords here. They also talk about how similar you are, how they feel like they relate to you a lot. They talk about how you always just get them and understand them, and they feel like with you, you guys can even like telepathically communicate in the sense where you can just show a facial expression to one another or anything of the sort, and you'll understand each other completely. Like, you don't even have to have a conversation. You can just give each other a look and you'll know what the other person is thinking. You have helped them a lot through insecurities, vulnerable moments, and they're showing their appreciation for that. I see them kind of like getting emotional while drinking and talking about their appreciation for you as a friend. I'm hearing Oops, I Did It Again by Brittany. So there is this energy of, earlier I mentioned they could be quite impulsive. They could have done something they know you wouldn't approve of. You could kind of be like the strict friend or the friend that tells them don't do that, but then they go and do it anyways. And you still love them, but they know that you won't be happy with whatever they have to say. Like, they made a mistake or did something they know they weren't supposed to do. And when they do that, they know that you'll help them clean up the mess, but they know that you will always tell them, I told you so, or think that even if you don't say it. So it's almost like they're kind of nervous to tell you whatever it is they did, whether it is them talking to an ex, doing something impulsive, spending their money on something impulsive. They're talking about how much they look up to you. They're also talking about how they love your eyes. Like, there's something beautiful about your eyes. They also talk about how you just have a beautiful overall vibe. I see them speaking to someone you don't know and saying, you will love them. You should definitely meet them. We must make plans and I'll have you meet pile number one. And they're saying that with excitement. There's an element of fate or karma here. They feel like you came into their life at the right time and even brought change into their life. It feels like you guys have this unspoken bond and even territorial nature over one another, where you're protective over one another. And you know you'll always have each other's back. There's that kind of vibe to this kind of energy here. For some of you, this could be a spicy trio as well, like a trio friendship. So this person is very social, celebratory. They're kind of like a little bit indulgent too. Could be like this hedonism kind of aspect to their personality. They're also like a social butterfly, very extroverted. This is someone that has large friend groups, knows how to network, loves parties, even gatherings. They could be like very fun to be around. This could even be a friend of a friend, or someone that's always visible in social circles. Could also be a Libra, Sagittarius, Gemini. There's like this chaotic vibe with them, but fun at the same time, which is why I mentioned that, especially Gemini and Sagittarius. They are charming. They have a warm energy. They're very approachable, and they have a huge smile that draws people in. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is when Demi Lovato was in a lot of those shows like Camp Rock. I'm seeing her smile. Someone that spreads news, rumors, but not about you. They do keep tabs on what everyone is doing. They do like to stir the pot, but not with you. They could also be talking about big unexpected developments in your life. And they're saying that things are moving so fast and they're trying to catch their breath and keep up with you because there's so much going on in your life that they're admitting they're kind of jealous because their life kind of feels boring, but not in a way of like, I'm envious of you, but just like, oh, I kind of wish more was going on in my life, you know? But I don't think this person is malicious towards you. This is like more in a jokey way. Someone here got proposed to or just got engaged, or some kind of like big life event just happened. Like maybe you just moved to another city or another place, or maybe you just got into a new relationship, started a new job. It feels like your life is starting from this point onwards. Not that your life hadn't started before, but it feels like they're talking about some kind of life event, some kind of big life event that just happened to you that makes you feel like things are finally moving forward for me in the direction I want. And they're saying they're happy for you. They might also be bringing up updates to news or gossip that kind of shakes things up. So for example, I see them like maybe gossiping about an ex of yours, and they're like, I just found out something about pile one's ex. New information to the T we spoke about months ago, and I want to tell you all about this because like you guys are not going to believe this. There's that kind of vibe going on to it. It doesn't have to be about an ex, but this is just an example of the energy to kind of describe how the conversation's going. They could have a confident presence. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is actress. I'm not sure what her name is, but she has like short, dark brown hair, almost like black hair. She kind of has like a sleek vibe to her look. I see this person talking about someone that was catty towards you, and it seems like they noticed something bad happened to that person and they're laughing about it. Like someone that was just rude or catty towards you or treated you unfairly. It's like they noticed that person go through something negative. They could have like eyes that are kind of pierced. They have good posture as well. I'm also seeing Aquarius, Gemini, Capricorn. They could be someone that's very busy, very fit, very active. They speak with authority. They're a no-nonsense type of person, very sharp, analytical. When they speak, you listen. Not that they tell you to, not that they're dominant about it, but they just have that vibe of like, respect me or else. Could be a lawyer for some, or very strategic. They're someone that positions themselves as truthful or logical. They could also be telling the story being told to them. So like, I heard this from so and so, and now I'm telling you this. Something about another person being competitive with you and being like, oh, should we tell Pal One or not? Like, I know we should tell Pal One. Like, I don't want to keep this information from them, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. I know they're going through so many good things right now, and I don't want to dampen their mood or bring their mood down. And even if it's not about someone competitive, it's like they found out some kind of information about a story someone told them, but they're not really sure if there's truth to it because they don't have like evidence or anything like that. It's just what they heard. Now they're wondering if they should first get evidence of it or tell you it. You and this person don't really clash a lot. You've had your moments where you do, but you always get through it. Like maybe once in a while you'll fight over something stupid, or you'll fight over something maybe serious, but you'll always get through it together after. They may be speaking about those moments like, oh, this moment me and Pal One had a huge fight and I thought it was over for our friendship, but I'm so glad we're still friends. There's that kind of vibe to how they're speaking about you. They're talking about possibly getting revenge on someone that did you dirty because they're that protective over you, because they know that you would say, no, don't do that, don't cause more drama. But it's almost like they're so protective over you that they want to go and do it anyways. This person could also be very open sexually or promiscuous, is what I just heard. Unpredictable too. Well, they may be speaking about unpredictable things. Okay, we have so many cards here. I'm just gonna take 3 and then I'll keep the rest like by my lap to look at it for extra context. So Tower, 9 of Cups reverse, and 5 of Swords reverse. These are gonna be the last set of cards. Okay, so the Tower reverse could be, is this upright or reverse? Let me just see. Oh, this is upright, not reverse. This card is confusing because of the words and how they're written, because I know this one looks reverse with the words and it looks reverse here with the words, but it's not. Okay, so the Tower represents some kind of chaotic, dramatic situation. Someone that is chaotic, dramatic, always attracts drama, things falling apart, always self-sabotages and creates destruction in their own life. This is not someone that is like peaceful and loving and never in drama. This person always has something going on, but in a negative way, not in the positive way of that's being spoken about you. This is like someone that always has drama going on, always has bad luck, or always has some kind of suffering. It's like they can never catch a break. They're someone that tries to appear put together, but they struggle to feel like their life is actually put together or like they're actually put together. They try to be, but they struggle with that. Like the thing of like trying to get your life together, but it's hard. So I feel like this person's in that phase of life right now. The tower is associated to Mars energy, so this could be an Aries or Scorpio. Or this could even be someone you had a falling out with the tower. This is not for everybody, but for some of you, you had a falling out with this person where something in your relationship fell apart very drastically, unexpectedly. It's like you didn't see it coming, or maybe you heard news about this person. Something that almost unsettled you made the relationship fall apart, or something big came out that you didn't see that made the connection fall apart. You didn't want things to fall apart, but they did naturally. And it's like, even if you try to control it or keep it from falling apart, it just did anyways. So the Nine of Cups reverse, in terms of what they're talking about, could mean that this person is kind of talking about something they didn't want happening. The outcome that happened here, either with you or with what they were expecting from you, wasn't what actually happened. So what they wanted and what they expected is what they never got, and what they actually got was something totally different from what was expected or wanted, even if those expectations were unspoken. It's like this person didn't get what they wanted from you, or from their situation with you, or even from the outcome with you. This could look like, oh, I really wanted us to have this future together, or I really wanted you to give me this, or I really had this expectation that our relationship would be like this, but then it was actually opposite. There's something along those lines showing up. The Nine of Cups reverse can sometimes, not always, also point to entitlement, like a person wanting something from you but not getting it, and sometimes even having certain ones that are unexpressed, but then blaming you for not reading their mind. So this person could sometimes fall into that territory for some of you, where it's like they're entitled, they're wanting something from you, but they're not communicating it and expecting you to read their mind, and then getting angry when you can't. So that may show up in how they actually speak about you. This could be them saying, yeah, I really wanted this outcome with Pile 1, or I really wanted Pile 1 to give me this, but they didn't. And I'm so upset about it. And why? Why couldn't things go in my favor? Why me? Why does this always happen to me? There's that kind of vibe going on with the way they speak. Like, why does this have to happen to me? Like, nothing goes my way. Everything is so perfect for other people, but nothing ever goes my way. There's that kind of hopelessness attached to how they're speaking, more hopelessness than anger. Yes, there is still some anger here, but it's not as bad as that first energy we picked up on. This is more like hopelessness, like nothing ever goes right for me, being repeated here. It's like they thought your story was going to go differently, feeling bitter and ashamed about that. They're feeling ashamed about wanting something more and getting something different. Now, the Five of Swords reverse can tell me that the way they're speaking about you is not in a shady way. Yes, they're kind of angry about how the outcome went or not getting something they wanted from you, but they're not blaming you or talking negatively about you. This is more like venting or expressing their real frustrations or feelings, but this is not them shit talking you or saying anything bad about you or name calling or even blaming you, because with the Five of Swords reverse, this is them saying like, I know Pile 1 didn't mean anything bad about this. I know they didn't mean to hurt me. I know that they were a good friend, a good partner, and things didn't go as we planned, and I know it's not their fault either. I also contributed to it. So here there's like this energy of taking responsibility, like I know I also caused this, or I know I also caused this problem, or I know I contributed to this situation or outcome. So there is like a validation of that, like I'm not blaming Pile 1. like, I don't want to speak badly about Palwan. I don't want to make them look bad, but I need to vent about this. That's what they're saying to people. They know that you didn't have bad intentions towards them, and if they are feeling hurt about this, they know that you didn't mean to do anything negative or hurt them in any way, and that you possibly don't even know that their feelings are hurt about this outcome or situation. And it was not directly your choice either. Like, you didn't even have control over this anyways. So I feel like they're kind of defending you while venting about you to make sure other people don't get the wrong idea. Because you know how sometimes, like, you can vent about a person and then maybe your friends will be protective and be like, yeah, you shouldn't be friends with that person, or you shouldn't hang out with this person, they sound bad for you. Like, they don't want that reaction from people. They want to set things straight and clear from the get-go, from the beginning. I'm sad that this never happened. Some kind of secret might have been dropped, a lie could have been exposed. This could even be them speaking about something sudden, shocking, or even unavoidable. They know that if they don't speak about it, other people will bring it up. It's almost like they want to give their side of their story to people before other people go and run their mouth and talk about the drama here. Because this situation is filled with a lot of drama. And not just with you and them, but it's coming from many different sides and other people's opinions too. I see someone that's disruptive, blunt. They could kind of shake things up as well a lot. They could also like bring changes that are maybe unexpected in a way that shakes things up, either purposefully or not on purpose. Like, I don't want to say this person has bad luck, but they believe they have bad luck because wherever they go, they think bad luck follows. But I think that might also just be circumstances, because I don't want to confirm that this person has bad luck. But I also think that sometimes if our mindset is constantly saying that, if we're constantly repeating that to ourselves, we can then start to then attract it. And if we're in that energy for prolonged states and constantly speaking it out loud, we then create confirmation bias where we look at every negative situation and ignore the positive and be like, see, look, bad luck. But I don't think they really have bad luck. I think they have bad luck that just follows them around. There could be like gossip with honesty, some kind of like expected twists and turns in the story. It's like something looked good on paper or looked better than it actually was. So they may be speaking about their experience with that, either with their relationship with you. Maybe they expected it to go one way, but it went another. This person struggles to feel satisfied in every area of life. They're feeling restless and insecure. They want a lot of attention secretly, but they wouldn't admit that. And there could be that vibe to the way they're speaking, like an undertone of that energy in how they're speaking about you. I think they're talking about the fact that they're experiencing some kind of reality check in this drama with you. Because this drama includes you in some way. I don't know if you're the center of this drama or if you're just a part of this drama, because for some of you, Spirit is showing me like you're a part of this drama, the center of it, and then some of you are just like 25% part of this drama and other people are included in it. So just take it how it resonates, whatever comes to mind with what's relevant, and think about who you've recently had drama with. And this doesn't have to be like bad drama, but this could also be drama you've involved yourself in. Like, let's say you're trying to mediate an argument between two people, you're involving yourself in that drama and they're maybe talking about it. This person could be bragging about what they once had with you, kind of like trying to charm people, and some kind of truth is coming out as well. Whatever wasn't real is coming to the surface. They're trying to move past conflict. They're trying to choose their battles wisely, be the bigger person, even though they like being petty and avoiding involving themselves in drama, but they want to avoid it this time. They want to be the bigger person this time. They want to be more mature this time around, even though it's hard for them. They want to backfire and be petty and like kind of react in a very intense way, but they're choosing not to. This is someone that's clever, but also knows the social cost of confrontation. Like they might be worried about their reputation and how other people see it. They appear calm, but they're very calculated on the inside. I see this person planning to minimize damage to whatever drama the situation is about. So the energy here is speaking about the drama. I almost said trauma. Drama. Venting about it, sharing all the details of it, sharing their dissatisfaction with it, and then trying to clean up the mess. So I'm not sure what this drama is about, but think of whoever you've had drama with recently or drama you've been involved with, and that's what they're speaking about here. They're spilling all the tea on that. Everything, and they're not leaving details out. And they might also be speaking about it a lot to the point where people are getting tired. Like what I'm seeing in my mind's eyes, you know, when someone keeps talking about the same situation over and over again and other people are like, oh, this again. I'm seeing that reaction from people in my mind's eye. Okay, so now as we end off, I'm just going to try channel some initials. I don't have those little papers with me, so I'm in the process of moving. I still have to find them because some of my tarot decks are like in boxes, so it's just like a mess right now. So I'll try find them soon. So I'm seeing the initial D, F, O, W, L, E, V, P. I'm seeing the initial S, H, which reminds me of sh. So maybe they're telling people not to tell others. I'm seeing someone that's dominant that almost tries to walk all over you, like step on you, metaphorically. I'm seeing someone that wants to show you off to the world and is proud of you, probably that second energy. I'm seeing someone that is musically inclined or gifted or just has a love for music in general more than the average person. I'm seeing someone that loves baking and loves healthy eating. I'm also seeing someone that works in mechanics, works with electronics, machinery. I'm seeing the Gemini symbol in my mind's eye. I'm also seeing Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, as well as Taurus, Cancer, Leo. I'm hearing someone that's nosy, could be like trying to not necessarily get information on you, but it's like there's someone that's nosy, that you know is nosy, that you know gossips a lot. And it's like every time someone mentions your name or mentions something about you, but also other people, they're always like spreading the gossip around. Like they take what they hear from one person and they spread it around without even confirming if it's true. And you would likely stay far away from that person and be aware of it and not like to tell your business to that person, because that's just what I'm feeling energetically. They have like a snitchy kind of energy to them is what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing the word ex, so you could have an ex-friend, ex talking about you. I'm seeing someone that loves to fish or loves to be outdoors. I'm also seeing the number 8, that could be significant. I also keep seeing flowers. Someone could have gotten you flowers or like likes to wear floral things. I'm also seeing like someone that always wears a silver watch. I'm seeing manly energy as well. I'm also seeing someone that has dental problems, but this person was like trying to fix something about their teeth is what I'm picking up on. I'm getting the word lonely. Okay, so that is all I have for you, Pal 1. I do hope this resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment a cherry emoji if you tuned into this pile. And also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. I am available now and I'm taking limited space each week, so you can find my contact details in the description box below. I also do have a membership that I post on weekly if you want to see more of my videos. So thank you for being here and watching, and I can't wait to see you next week. Pal 2, you chose Rhodonite and the Chariot here. So we're going to be spilling all the hot tea that is being being spilled about you already. So comment a horse emoji, because that's what it's reminding me of with this card. If you're tuning into this pile, maybe someone that's speaking about you could love horse riding or something to do with horses or significant. I will also research the spiritual meaning of that since it's coming up strongly. Before we get into your reading, I just also want to announce that I do have personal readings available. I'm taking a limited amount of space each week, so if you'd like to book with me, you can find all my details in the description box below. So how this reading is going to work is I'm going to pull the first card to describe who this is that's speaking about you. I'm going to try to get like relevant info about their personality, physical appearance, zodiacs, and we'll get initials at the end. And then the second card is going to be what they're saying, and then the third card is more context into what they're saying, how they're saying it, etc. So it's gonna go on and on like that. We're gonna pull 3 different energies of like what 3 different people or groups of people are saying. Okay, so spirit guides of pile 2. Firstly, I'm feeling the energy of someone that likes to snack a lot or could be a foodie. That could be you or a person. So we have the 6 of Pentacles reverse. What is the hot tea that's being spilled about pile 2? What is the hot tea that's being spilled about pile 2? The Fool reverse and the 6 of Swords reverse. So I see someone telling a long story with a lot of details. This could be the kind of storyteller that doesn't leave out even unnecessary information. Like they could be like, oh, I woke up at 5 a.m. on this day and then this happened and then this happened. They give a lot of irrelevant details as well that the listener's like, why are you telling me this? I don't understand. Like, how does it relate to the story? But then they're that kind of storyteller. So I see like some kind of long-winded story where someone just like wants to hear the good parts, the tea, but then they're going into like all sort of different zones, like going off topic a little bit, then coming back to the center of the gossip or the tea here. So this could look like maybe someone that kind of like drifts from topic to topic and then goes back to the topic, kind of gets distracted, talks about other things, and then centers back to the topic. If you think of someone in your mind that's like that, this could be this person or even a group of people like this speaking about you. The 6 of Pentacles reverse is either someone that could be very stingy with their time, effort, resources, money, or 6 of Pentacles reverse could even be someone that is selective with who they give to. So they might be super giving and generous to one person and not very giving to the next, depending on their relationship to that person, what that person value the person brings into their life. So I feel like this could either be someone that's super selfish or just selfish with certain people. So they might have like different people have different like impressions or views on them based on how they were treated by this person. It's like inconsistent views of this person are had because of maybe the way they treat different people differently, if that makes sense. Now, with the 6 of Pentacles reverse, this person could be leaving out certain details. Even though they're giving a lot of unnecessary details, they're leaving out certain details to the story that they feel should be private, should not be said for your respect. So although this person is spilling the tea on you, they still have respect for you and they're not going to go and talk about personal things or secrets or anything like this. Or this could even be leaving out certain things to the story that maybe are important to the story strategically or on purpose or not on purpose, maybe accidentally. Like, oh, I forgot to mention this detail. That's how I'm seeing the 6 of Pentacles reverse. So for some of you, it's intentional and purposefully, but some of you, it's not. I heard yell at you. So did this person ever yell at you for some of you? In terms of what they're speaking about, the Fool reverse can represent some kind of very serious situation. This is not just like a random story that happened on a random Tuesday. This is a very, very serious story that changes your life, influences your life, but also theirs and other people's too. This is not just like, oh, I'm telling a story of like a funny situation or scenario. No, this is very serious. This is very dramatic, whatever this is about. Could be different for all of you. The Six of Swords reverse makes me think of a situation in your life that just isn't changing. No matter how much you try to change it, it's like you feel stuck in the situation. For some of you, this could be like some kind of drama you went through with this person where maybe you both tried to like sort things out, but it just continued going. Or maybe for some of you, it is like maybe some struggles you're having in your life, like financial struggles or relationship struggles. You just try to change the situation, but it's not budging. It's not changing no matter what you do. You almost feel like you're out of control in this situation, and they could be speaking on your behalf, saying that for you. Like, I kind of feel bad that pile one is going through this. It's like they tried and tried and tried, but the situation is just not changing. They try to even move away from the situation, but it's just not changing. This could even involve their own feelings. Like, let's say it is drama with you, a very serious situation with you. Like, oh, I tried to fix things with pile one, but their feelings on me aren't changing. No matter how much I try to get them to like me again or try to fix things with them, they just won't budge on their decision. They're stubborn. That could also be the tone and how they're speaking, because Six of Swords reverse can represent someone that's not budging on their opinion or decision, and they're not changing it, and they're just kind of stubborn in nature. Now, the Chariot shows themes of control. Either the groups of people we're speaking about today want to have some sense of control over you, or you try to control the situation or control who gets to know this information or not. Or maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're being very aware of who they tell this to or not. However, the Chariot can also represent challenges in our life that, to me, that's how I see the card, challenges in our life that we can overcome, that we have more power or strength in the moment to overcome, but we just don't see it ourselves, that we are trying to move forward from and not look back at the past on. We're trying to move forward. And we're trying to be very strategic, quick with our thinking, quick with our movement. So that could be a theme of what's being said about you right now or the situations in your life. This person could be making certain like passive aggressive remarks about you. I feel like this person isn't very like straight with what they're saying. I don't know if I'm describing this correctly. They're not going to just say, oh, I don't like this about pile one or whatever. Like, they're going to say it in like a very passive aggressive way where you kind of have to read between the lines to figure out that they don't like this thing. Even if it's not about not liking something, that's just an example to the energy. They don't say things in a straightforward way. They kind of like say things in a way where it doesn't necessarily have to be passive aggressive, but it could be, but it's more like subtle. You have to read between the lines of what they're saying to really see into the emotion that they're feeling. So that could be the theme of how they're speaking about you. I also hear for some of you that they could not be directly talking about you, but a situation that you're involved with, but not completely about you. So for example, this could be like drama about a sibling, and then you're kind of like included in it, but it's mostly about your sibling. Or drama about a friend of yours or a relationship of yours, someone close to you, but it's not fully about you. For some of you, I'm getting that kind of energy too, but not for everybody. I'm also seeing like a bunny, some kind of like egg, which is reminding me of Easter, which is coming up soon. So maybe some kind of news about what was said comes out on Easter, or maybe you find out something about this person around Easter time. I'm also seeing dragon-like energy with this person. So I wanted to mention the horse spiritual meaning. I'm going to look that up quick. And then I'll look up the bunny, the egg, and the dragon briefly. So horses represent freedom, personal drive, strength, confidence. I'm just going to read it briefly. If you want to look up more of it, you can. The egg spiritual meaning is purification, protection, fertility. The bunny represents fertility, abundance, quick intuition, new beginning. So this could also be a mother or father, since fertility came up twice. So maybe they're trying for a baby right now or something. Chariot can also represent Cancer energy. I'm also feeling Sagittarius energy quite strongly, and Earth energy quite strongly. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, especially Capricorn for some reason. And then dragons symbolize immense power, wisdom, transformation, protection. So these keywords could mean something about the situation or the person, depending on how it relates here. I'm also hearing that this person could kind of be a little bit snooty or snobby, or appear that way in their reputation or the way people see them, even if they're not trying to be that way. So this situation is driven by strong will as well as ego. This person is determined to prove something, win, and they're saying that they're going to get their way. They feel like somebody competitive, very focused on image or success, and this person absolutely hates losing. I also get Aries type energy with the competitiveness. No hate to Aries. I have an Aries rising myself. I'm just reading the energy here. They are very protective, emotional underneath, but outwardly strong and determined. They're making some kind of power move with what they're saying, trying to even steer the narrative of the situation. The person is very unequal or transactional. They may do things for others in order to get something back as well. They give only when it benefits them, or they do something only when it benefits them. My way or the highway kind of energy. The thing is, they can also be kind of stubborn, even though they're calling you stubborn. So maybe you and this person may clash a lot because of that. Like, I'm hearing them say, oh, pile one is so stubborn. Why can't they just let me get my way for once? But then they don't realize how many times you did let them get their way, because they too are stubborn. Or maybe they're just projecting that onto you. So they may act generous publicly, but they often expect something back in return. So this person may also be the type of person where they give you something and then they're acting like smug about it after, like, oh, I gave Pal 1 this, but they didn't do anything for me. Like, they could be calling you selfish, cynical, like they could be giving the whole story behind like everything they gave you and that you did nothing for them back in return. That could be the energy here too. So yeah, they are kind of smug. They like being in the position of power or dominant, even though they're not generous. Maybe they have money. Even if they're not like rich, maybe they just have money of some kind. They feel like someone that's self-serving. I'm seeing a star, so they do physically stand out. When I'm asking about physical appearance, I'm seeing a star. So there's someone that stands out. There's someone that has like this look at me kind of energy with their look. Like there's something even unique about their look or their features is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I'm seeing red hair in my mind's eye for some of you, or they could wear red a lot, wear red lipstick. I don't know if they often break out into song. I'm also seeing perfume, so maybe the perfume they wear is like significant. Maybe they have like a specific scent. I'm also seeing thicker, like more shaped kind of prominent eyebrows. I'm seeing those pointy toe shoes as well, so they could wear that a lot for some of you. I'm even seeing that they like to accessorize or wear jewelry a lot. They're almost trying to frame you in the situation as reckless, naive, making a bad decision, or even acting foolishly without thinking. They're saying that you knew exactly what you were doing for some of you. They're saying that you're immature, irresponsible, and that you jumped into a situation without thinking about the consequences. They're saying that, sorry to say this, but I want to say it as it comes through. I'm sorry, but they're saying you know better and you did it anyways. I know that sometimes maybe we can put ourselves in certain situations, but situation like maybe that was out of your control that you tried to change. I don't necessarily see it as all your fault like this person says. Like, yes, if you did do something that maybe you weren't supposed to do, that you knew better, then maybe you can learn from that. But I also think it's a little bit insensitive that they aren't having any compassion towards you at all. Like, even if someone does put themselves in a negative situation, I understand that we can kind of try to show them the lesson around that. But so the thing is, the messy part of this person is not moving on. This drama keeps resurfacing. This person refuses to leave something behind in the past, and they keep bringing up the past. The thing is, you could be trying to escape from the situation, move on, move past this, but this person keeps repeatedly pulling you back into the situation or reminding you of your mistakes or what you did wrong. There is unresolved tension, lingering resentment. It's almost like you're trying to find your confidence back, move forward, keep control of yourself and your own emotions. You know that you can't control this person's behavior or what they're saying or even what other people think, but you're just trying to move forward and learn from the past and basically change your own situation with what is in your control. But this person keeps trying to go back to your wrongdoing. So like the mistakes you made, the reckless or foolish behavior you made, even if you learn from it and you're doing better, it's like they keep bringing it up or reminding people of it or reminding you of it. And it's like they won't move past that. It's like they keep bringing it up. So you may feel tired of this drama because it keeps resurfacing. So think of any drama or situation you've had that you wanted to move past, but it's like other people won't move past it. They just keep dragging you back into it. So next we have the Three of Cups showing up reverse. We have the Hanged Muse. We have the Hermit reverse. Okay, so Three of Cups reverse can be someone that acts like a friend. This is just how I see the card. Someone that acts like a friend, acts supportive, but really isn't. So this is someone that is kind of like two-faced, acts nice to your face, but acts very differently and says very different things about you behind your back. Some of you may already be aware of this with the eye here, like you already clocked that BS long time ago. And some of you with the Nine of Swords in reverse at the back of the deck, you clocked that BS and at first you thought like, okay, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe it's just my anxiety. Maybe they don't have bad intentions towards me. Maybe it's just my anxiety. Maybe I'm just overthinking. But you felt like something was off with them. And I feel like after some time, maybe you have started to see that you were correct, that it wasn't overthinking, or maybe you will still see that. So think of any situation with a person like that where it's like they act super friendly to your face. They seem polished, put together, and like perfect in a way. But there's just something off. They might even act overly friendly where you wonder what the motive or intention behind that is. And some of you may have seen them talk badly about people they're close to, and you made a mental note not to trust this person. They may be talking about you behind your back while acting friendly to your face. So that's what I see with the Three of Cups reverse. They're not a friend, even though they try to be one. Not a very good one at that, but yeah. So the Hanged Muse and the Hermit reverse. So this is what I see in my mind's eye. I see them laughing about a situation you're in. And to me, this is actually making me very angry because I'm seeing like your guides and their guides witness the conversation and be like, how could they say that? So disrespectful. Like they're saying disrespectful things about you behind your back. That's what I'm hearing your guides say. They're so disrespectful. So it's like your guides are witnessing the conversation for you, and maybe that's why you're kind of feeling that weird off vibe, even if you can't put your finger on what it is exactly. Now, the information may take time to come to light, so you could find that maybe at a year or 2 months down the line, you find out some information that proves you were right in the situation, and not just like a tarot reading like this, but actual evidence of it. It may take time to come to the surface. It's almost like you will see proof of this and it will validate that you were right in the situation, or that your intuition was picking up on something with this person. So what they're actually laughing about here is something in your life that you're trying really hard to achieve, and it's like it's taking time with the Hanged Muse. It's like you feel like you're in limbo, like you can't move forward even though you're trying to. You're trying to plan, you're trying to like just basically take control of the situation, even if it's a different situation. But you just feel like you almost have to wait for things to happen to even take action. So what Spirit is showing me is, you know, when you are like in a game and you complete all the quests and you have to wait for the next day to get more quests. It's like you're doing everything you can in your power in this situation, but it's almost like you have to wait for life to kind of catch up, or for something to basically move in order to continue with the situation. So an example of this is, let's say someone here is, you know, trying to get a visa for another country, and it's like you want to start already looking for jobs and things like that. I don't know how the whole process works, but this is just an example Spirit showing me. And it's like maybe you can't yet because you first need the visa. You know what I mean? I don't know how that situation works. I could be speaking about it wrong, but again, just an example. Or let's say it's a situation where it's like you're waiting for someone else's approval, or let's say you applied for a job and you've been applying, but you're waiting to get a call back or an interview, and you prepared for it, you said everything right, but it's like you're waiting for a long time. It seems like whatever situation this is, it's not the best situation. Like, it's not the worst, but it could be better. But it's not dramatic either. But it feels like it's not the best situation. You having to wait and be patient and feel like you're in limbo, feel like you're in the unknown and you don't know what's happening next, feeling like you don't have clarity about what's next. Like all you can do is wait. It seems like they're laughing about that. Like, the fact that you feel powerless in the situation. And I just find that so bitchy, sorry for my language, to just like laugh about what another person is going through. Even though this isn't like a negative situation, it's still not an ideal situation, and it just makes me angry for you. So I wouldn't say this person is a friend at all. Now, the Hermit reverse, in terms of more context into what they're saying, could mean that this should be like an inside thought. Thoughts they should just keep to themselves, but instead they're saying to other people. That's what I intuitively feel from this Hermit, because I heard Spirit say, this should be an inside thought. This should be something you should keep to yourself. Like, not every thought needs to be shared with the world and with the public. So Spirit is judging them a little bit, throwing a little bit of shade at them, like saying, this is an inside thought, honey. Okay, anyways, I just feel like with the Hermit reverse, it's like they're not keeping it to themselves. This could be someone that doesn't know how to keep a secret. This could be someone that doesn't know how to keep information to themselves once it comes to their mind. This could be someone that's kind of like blunt, just says what's on their mind before thinking first, before even thinking about consequences. And I just see that like they're the type to, you know, tell everybody about it, even strangers, with the Hermit reverse. That's what I feel from it. And what's really funny is that it's not funny, but it's funny in the sense of there's someone that doesn't know how to be alone, but they're projecting that onto you. So I see that quality within them because they don't know how to be alone. They always need to have people around them. They could discard people like they're nothing after they use them, because I do kind of feel that energy from this person. Like, they'll take what they want from a person and then discard them when they get no benefit from that person anymore. And this person or group of people, if I say person, it could also be a group of people that are like this. It's like they're saying and projecting that you don't know how to be alone, that you're dependent on people, that you don't have your own sense of self, that you're not self-aware of these things, and they wish that you would just self-reflect on these things. But what's funny is they are actually like that. So they're kind of like telling on themselves indirectly. I just feel like this person or group of people project things onto you a lot, is what I'm hearing. And they say things about you that are actually within their own character. Like these things may not even resonate to your character, but it's like they project it onto you, which is strange. And I don't think they even realize they're doing that. It doesn't take away from the harm they're doing, but what's weird is they don't even realize that they're really talking about themselves here, not you. I heard that this person is plotting behind your back, and the aftermath of the situation when everything dies down will be much calmer. So this is someone that like talks about drama when it's like, you know, fresh, but once they get bored of it, they move on and they focus on other drama. So once you're off this person's radar, they're not going to continue focusing on you, which is great to see, because like I wouldn't want someone like this constantly talking about me, if I think about it in that sense. This is someone that has social circles based on gossip, so they could be the type of person that starts a friendship based off gossip. Like they try to bond with people through gossip. They don't really have anything interesting to talk about besides that, so they use that as a way to kind of like exclude people, you know, divide people. The scene here is like they smile publicly but talk privately in a different way. They could have left you out on purpose, created a third-party situation causing tension as well. Like this could be the type of energy where it's like they try to come between you and your friends or you and your partner, try to turn people against you, make people exclude you. So they're very fake friendly, is like how I said. That's what I see. You could have had like a fun time with this person at one point, thinking like, oh, I can be friends with this person because like we partied together or we did this together and they seemed so fun and friendly and polite. But I think deep down, this person is really, really insecure and they avoid a lot of their own truths, which is why they gossip a lot. This is someone that is like addicted to watching you gossiping. They don't want to see things differently, even though they're forced to. Like, someone could have given them information about you that forces them to see things differently, but they refuse to. They're also unable to act even though they want to. The situation isn't what they thought, and there is some kind of realization coming with discomfort and the feeling of I want to push that realization down or stay in denial. I don't know what that means, but that's just what I'm hearing. They don't know whether to stay on this topic or subject or let go, and that could show up in the way they speak about you. This person is almost like trying to isolate you socially. Like, it's like they want to get people not to like you, but they're also at the same time avoiding you. So think of whoever was like super friendly with you to now starting to avoid your calls, your text messages. When you see them in public, they run away. The Hermit can represent Virgo energy, and the Hanged Man can represent Pisces as well. This person is just withdrawing because they feel embarrassed or exposed, and they refuse to take a look at their own role in this. So the gossip here includes an energy where a once friendly circle or friend becomes tense. People split into quiet sides. Energies feel different, and the tone changes in conversations when people enter the room. So they could have even been gossiping about you before you entered the room, or like when you went to the bathroom or something. What they're saying here is they see the truth and they were in denial of it, they were avoiding it. They realized that they reacted impulsively and started observing everything. And they realized that they were selfish. So there's some kind of like resentment towards themselves, but also admittance of that, which I'm surprised by. But the real tea here is these people they're talking about you two are also fake to them. This is like the kind of friendship group where everybody secretly hates each other. So what this person doesn't realize is their fakery is attracting more fakery, and the people they're confiding in about you are talking shit behind their back too. That's what I just heard from Spirit. So that's the real tea there. Okay, let's get the last set of cards, and then after that we will get some initials. I hear that this person's plotting on you. I don't know what that means, what it's about. Okay, so we have Two of Swords reverse, the Page of Cups reverse, and the Five of Cups reverse. So I'm hearing know-it-all with this person, like, or this group of people, this last group of people, person that's speaking about you. They could come across as like someone that always wants to like show off their intelligence or act like they know everything. They might be that type of person that always wants to be right or always show that they know more about a topic or subject. Yeah, that's just what I'm getting about them. Okay, I heard the word envy, so this person could be envious of you. The Two of Swords reverse shows somebody that is quite indecisive in some way. They feel like they don't know where they're going with their life. Like, they see other people moving forward, which is very interesting because we said that you felt like you're in limbo. Even though you are making the decisions, you feel like you're in limbo. But when they look at your life, they think that you're moving forward and making drastic changes in a way that doesn't look like their life. Because they're too slow to make decisions, in the sense where they're taking too long to make the decision, they're creating delays and stagnancy within their own life. And so there's this energy of like, because I'm not making a decision, nothing is like moving forward in my life. And so they're comparing their life to yours and saying that it's just not fair how you seem like you have it all figured out. I don't think this person is malicious in their intentions, but I do think they're viewing it from a very immature perspective. And they're saying that it's not fair that you have everything figured out and they just have to always be confused about where they're going. Like, they wish they could have it all figured out like you, but sometimes life is just not that easy. And then they're making excuses for themselves. And they're like, you know, if I was in Pal 2's position, like if I had the life Pal 2 had, I would probably be more decisive. I would probably have this and this and this. And Pal 2 doesn't realize how lucky they are. There's this feeling of self-comparison to your life. I'm not seeing that in the cards, but I'm feeling it in the underlying energy. Especially after I heard the word envy, I felt the self-comparison here and this feeling of like, it's unfair that Pal 2 has this and I don't. But what they don't realize is that you worked for it. You made the decision. You didn't stall on those decisions. And even if you did, you eventually came to a decision. The thing is, this person can't take responsibility for their own doing. Like, if they're not making any decisions in their life, like, okay, I understand. Sometimes we can be confused. I've been there too. But the more they keep stalling on their own life decisions, the more stuck they feel and the more they feel like they're just like going nowhere in life. And that may not even be true in terms of their future. Like, they may have more in store for them than they realize, but they keep feeling like nothing is happening for them. I hear them speaking about some kind of glow up you've had, because I heard the word glow up. This could also be someone you knew since childhood, because I see two children playing together, or you could have known this person in school, like high school or something. Or you could have had like that kind of playful relationship with this person where you felt like your inner child came out with them. This feels like someone of the same sex to you, like a friendship more than romance. It also just feels like this person keeps complaining about their own situation, not realizing that they have power over it, not realizing that they can change the situation very easily if they just did things differently or took action on it. But because they're not taking action and just complaining and being like, why is my life like this? It's like other people are saying, okay, do this maybe, trying to gently give them advice in the right direction, but it's like they never take the advice, and they may actually be irritating certain people in their life by constantly complaining and making it seem like they have no choice in the matter, even though they do. Now, I do understand that sometimes we can feel indecisive and sometimes we can have like this feeling of no direction, not knowing what we want, and that's valid, but I feel like it's in this person's control. They can do something to change it. People keep giving them the advice, but they never take the advice. And they constantly want to compare themselves to you and your life and what you have that they don't have. It's like I see them comparing their upbringing to yours, for example, or comparing what you have, saying that you're so much more privileged than them, or that you have this and it's unfair and they don't have it. But they don't realize that they are more than able to get themselves out of the situation. So this could be someone that is a little bit younger than you, or the same age as you but acts immature in some way. They almost feel like somebody that, like, even if they're an adult or the same age as you, they feel like they're still a kid in an adult's body. Like, this person hasn't learned responsibility yet, and they're still going to learn that, but it just feels like they're kind of still in their immature phase. It's almost like they're not seeing disappointment, sadness, regrets, bad things that have happened to you, and they're only looking at the highlights of your life and the good things of your life, or they're purposely choosing to ignore the bad things in your life and only look at the positive things in your life and be like, why not me? Why not me? Why not me? That's the energy showing up the whole time. It's a repetition of that and kind of like self-loathing. This is not them talking bad about you, but this is like, for example, let's say they're envious of your look. They could be like, oh, pile 2 is so pretty or so handsome. Why can't I look like them? Or, you know, pile 2 is achieving a lot like right now. You know, they're so inspiring. But it's unfair. Why don't I have any achievements? There's that kind of energy here, even if it's not about achievements. Maybe it's about your love life. You know, it's so unfair. Pal 2 has a boyfriend or a girlfriend that treats them right, and you know, this is happening in their love life, but every time I try to meet someone, I can't. And you know, it's just something like that, like some kind of self-comparison that keeps coming up. And I feel like that's the gist of it. I feel like there's other people around them that keep asking them, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And it's just like they never do it. So it's not that people aren't compassionate towards them, but people are starting to get tired of hearing them complain about the same thing over and over again, because they were once compassionate towards this person, but now it's like that's starting to disappear because they tried to help this person, but they don't want to take the help. And then they realize, okay, I'm just talking to a wall right now. Okay, so now I'm gonna just tell you the zodiacs I see here and then get some initials for you. So I am seeing Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aquarius, water sign energy. I'm also seeing Libra quite strongly and Aquarius with this last energy. Now for initials, I'm seeing the initial A. I'm seeing that time sand thingy where it's like when time runs out and then the sand goes down. So maybe there's a situation where someone feels like time is running out. I'm seeing the initial K. I'm seeing somebody that has like this archetype of the warrior energy. So there could be someone speaking about you that acts very tough, strong, like almost in that warrior archetype. They may have been through things, but they act very tough in some way and are very much like go-getters. We have somebody that's artistic speaking about you, somebody that's very into beauty, aesthetics, looks, someone that's very cleanly, hygienic. I'm seeing the initial L. I'm seeing Cupid. So there could be someone that's romantically interested in you, talking about you. I'm seeing someone that loves plants. I'm seeing someone that drinks or parties a lot. I'm seeing someone that is very protective of themselves. I'm seeing a longer nose. Puzzle pieces starting to fit together. So there may be somebody talking about you where like the story is starting to make sense, and they're starting to fit the puzzle pieces together, and they're maybe telling people about that. I'm seeing someone that could like live near a coastal area. I'm seeing someone that wears high heels a lot, like very high stiletto heels. I'm feeling somebody that's insecure talking about you. Seeing the initial ESJW. Ooh, I'm seeing a D, like a man's D. So there's someone like talking about you in a sexual manner. And I'm seeing the initial B. I'm also seeing Leo energy. That's all I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you like this reading and you want to see more content of mine, I do have a membership where I post on there weekly. So thank you for being here and watching, and I can't wait to see you next week. Pile 3, you chose the Rose Quartz Crystal and the Knight of Wands. Comment the orange emoji if you're tuning into this pile, because that's what this dress reminds me of, like the orange color, and then I thought of an orange. Anyways, we're going to be taking a look at the hot tea that's being spilled about you. So how this reading is going to work is I'm going to pull one card for who this person is. Then the second and third card are going to be the tea, and then the third card is going to be more context into how they're speaking about you or what's being said. So before we start, I'd just like to say that I do have personal readings available, limited amounts of space every week. So if you'd like to book with me, you can find my contact details in the description box below. My battery is on 37%, and I actually accidentally spoke a little bit too long in pile 2 and 1. So if your pile's a little bit shorter, which I'll try to not make it too short, then I'm sorry. But the sun is also setting, so let's just see what we can get for your pile, but I'll still try to make it not too short. So spirit guides of pile 3. Please tap me into the tea that's being spilled about them. Spirit guides of pile 3. Spirit guides of pile 3, please tap me into the hot tea that's being spilled about them. So I do want to note that this Nine of Wands card came out reverse originally, but I made it upright for pile picking purposes because there were 2 piles that were reversed. So what I'm initially feeling from this energy is that you have a person or a group of people that the Nine of Wands reverse can represent a situation that seems like a huge problem at first, but when we look back at it, we actually realize it was actually such a small thing that we maybe overreacted a little bit or made a big deal out of nothing. So this could either be this person saying that you made a big deal out of nothing. They could be trying to downplay the issue if it was a big issue, or they could be saying it's not that big of a deal if you're upset about it, to almost invalidate it. Saying that you're overreacting, or this could be them overreacting over something that maybe isn't a huge issue but seems huge to them. So let's see what else comes out. 6 of Pentacles reverse. I get that this group of people that are speaking about you are very concerned with looks, appearances, reputation. They're more concerned with appearances and looks than the quality of a relationship or how it feels or the quality of their life. So I get that they're very like superficial and more focused on the outward appearances and how something looks from the outside rather than how it's felt. That's the overall energy of like the people speaking about you in this pile. Because no tea towards Kylie Jenner, but I'm seeing her in my mind's eye, and that's kind of like what I'm getting intuitively from that. Of course, I'm not saying she is like that, but that's kind of my intuitive thought or opinion that comes from seeing that. Now, Six of Pentacles reverse can represent a person that is very selfish, self-serving, very stingy, doesn't give a lot. This card also came out in pile 2 if you were drawn, but you don't have to watch that pile. But this just basically means either a person that's selfish with certain people or selfish in general. They could kind of be giving when it serves them or when it makes them look good, but they don't truly give from the heart. So that's how I see the Six of Pentacles reverse. Or I'm even feeling from the Six of Pentacles reverse that you could have stopped giving to this person if you noticed imbalances in your relationship. Like if you noticed that they weren't reciprocating or that they were just taking and not appreciating you or taking you for granted. Maybe you took a step back from this person or group of people. And in fact, the Two of Cups reverse shows that they're talking about the fact that you two are not as close as you used to be. So this could be a friend that you've distanced yourself from, where you're not as close as you used to be, maybe because of some small issue that blew out of proportion, at least to them, or they think you're taking a small issue and blowing it out of proportion. It's almost like they're not wanting to move on, even though you haven't fully said like we're over, we're not friends anymore, or we're not dating anymore. It just feels like some distance and space has been taken because the Eight of Cups reverse is popping out. So this is like we haven't fully said we're over or we're not friends anymore, but it feels that way, and it feels like we're not talking anymore after this drama. The Nine of Wands here tells me that both of you are tired of this drama, and that's probably being said here like, I'm tired of this drama. Can we just go back to being friends? Can we just go back to how we were before, lovers, whatever it is? It's like this person's trying to control the situation. I do pick up that there was some dishonesty and deceitfulness here from them, and it's like they didn't want you to catch them in the act of something they were doing behind your back. And this could also be something they're saying behind your back that they don't want you to find out. They could also be spreading lies, rumors about you out of a place of anger. They're doing this impulsively. You know, like when someone's angry at you and they kind of act from a place of anger or heightened emotion, and they go and talk some trash and say some rumors and stuff like that that they can't take back after. That's the feeling I'm picking up on from them. Now, the Three of Pentacles reverse tells me that you and this person did not have compatibility in any sense at all. Three of Pentacles reverse can represent someone that feels like our opposite, or someone that we have a lot of clashes with. This doesn't necessarily mean we're opposite to them. We could also be too similar to them where we start to clash. So for example, let's say we have two very strong personalities that are clashing, or two people that feel like leaders that are clashing, or two people that are stubborn that are clashing. That could be the case too. Or it could be like one person is like very dominant, one person's very submissive, and maybe for a while that dynamic works, but then they start clashing. Or maybe it could look like one person's very serious, one person's very jokey, and after a while they start clashing because of that. Either way, it just feels like you and this person were not compatible in any way, shape, or form. And even though you tried to make it work, it just didn't work out in the end, or it's not working out now. And I think they're telling people that, like, I know me and them are very different, or I know we clashed a lot, or I know that things weren't always super easy between us. Like, sometimes it was hard for us to understand each other or see each other's points of view. Sometimes we just clashed a lot, but I still miss them. I still want them back in my life. I've apologized to them. I've tried to reach out to them. They're ignoring me. There's that kind of tone to the way they're speaking about you. So think of whoever you've distanced yourself from. Think of whoever you currently feel you're not compatible with, that you're clashing with, and somebody that has maybe tried to reach out to you repetitively where you maybe ignored them, set a boundary, or distance yourself from them. This is who's speaking about you. I feel like they're kind of like saying, I know it's kind of dumb for me to want them because it seems like they don't want me in their life anymore, but I still want them. And they're talking about their regrets here, like whatever they did that was wrong that they shouldn't have done. They're saying, I know I can't take it back, but I kind of wish I never did it. I acted out of impulsivity or out of strong emotion, and I shouldn't have done that, and now I realize it, but my apologies aren't going to make the situation better because it seems like Pal 3 isn't forgiving me. So there's something about that kind of situation showing up here. But it also seems like this person is manipulating the story here. And I don't know what they're manipulating here, but they're changing some of the details to the story in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I'm seeing the magician in my mind's eye. So this person could be like adding things to the story or changing the story or even manipulating things. I don't always see the magician in a negative light, but since I did speak about, like changing the story, I see the magician in its negative context sometimes as manipulation, but not always. The magician card is also linked to Virgo and Gemini energy. But the tea here is that other people could also be speaking about the situation, not just this person. So whoever you stopped being friends with, stopped dating, separated yourself from emotionally or physically or distanced yourself from, it seems like people are talking about it. And the reaction people are having in general as a whole is like, I never saw that relationship working out anyways. Like, it lasted longer than I thought it would. And I see people saying that they're glad it's done, but not in a way of like trying to wish bad on you, more in the way of like, I could see that relationship would have hurt you from the outside point of view. And I think you were just way too attached to that person. That's what they're saying. And I don't think that person was good for you anyways, because now I'm hearing that scene, I think it's from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I'm not sure, but I've heard it on TikTok before where they're like, I just don't think he's good for you. I think it's Khloe Kardashian's voice, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why the Kardashians keep coming up. Maybe this person likes the Kardashians, or you do. Either way, that's just what I'm getting. Or maybe the energy is similar to theirs in some way, shape, or form. Like maybe this person has similar personality traits to Kardashian energy. I don't know. But it just feels like I'm not wishing bad on the relationship, but I just didn't see it working out in the first place. That's what people are saying in general. Like they're saying maybe you saw the best in this person, but from an outside point of view, it just didn't seem like it was gonna last. The atmosphere here is like you're tired of this, but you're still guarded. And maybe you're careful of who you tell this information to, or even your business to. The Nine of Wands can show some trust issues, that you have some walls up, that you're watching carefully, and you just don't know who has your back in this situation. And that's valid. I mean, you are having people gossip about this. So it's not just this person, it's other people too. But I don't feel like other people are being malicious. I think this person is protective over their reputation, and they feel like they've already been hurt, disappointed, or drained from the situation, or you do. I feel the energy of Sagittarius, Leo, or strong fire energy that has been worn down. There may have been an imbalanced connection between the two of you. The person could have breadcrumbed you emotionally, given unevenly, or kept control through generosity or withdrawal. I'm even seeing the type of energy of like, don't do this so I won't give you this, like holding something over your head. So that could be the person too. They might help you when it's convenient, or help you and expect something back in return, feel resentful about giving too much in the past, or that could have been you in the situation, or expecting some kind of repayment for what they do or give. So someone either took more than they gave, or now refuses to give because they feel used, like I said before. So there are two strong narratives overlapping. It's like we are emotionally disconnected now, and there's regret and longing here in the tea that's being spoken about you. And they're drawn towards reconciliation or becoming closer towards you, feeling like what you have is real and it's not broken, even though there's distance. Yeah, there's words left unsaid that they're saying to other people instead of you. And it just feels like we couldn't work together. We couldn't compromise. We couldn't listen to each other's points of views. Like, it's like we're both clashing in this way where it's like we both want to say we're right in the situation, or we both want to say our point of view, but we're not looking at the other person's point of view. And that could be what's being said. Like, why is pile 3 only talking about their point of view but not listening to my point of view? So that's what I see there. I'm also getting strong earth sign energy, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Despite this, there was an undeniable connection between the two of you that lingers. Even though you guys clashed, you guys had something real, which is what they're saying, that the conversations felt natural, your eye contact lingered, and there was a sense of an emotional bond that is now dissipating or disappearing, and this person doesn't know what to do to make it work or get it back. They just feel like they disrupted everything or ruined everything between the two of you. So next energy, we will get initials at the end. Page of Wands, the Page of Swords reverse, and Ace of Wands reverse. I know we have a blonde person here, but before I pulled this card, I heard blonde. So you could have someone in this first energy that's blonde, or someone in the second energy that's blonde that's speaking about you. I'm also seeing someone that has a dog, like a pet dog, or someone that has a lot of pets speaking about you. I feel like this first person or first energy knows you're not trusting them anymore, or that you shouldn't trust them. It's like they're saying, like, I know pile 3 shouldn't trust me, but like I still care about them. Okay, this is gonna sound so weird, but in the second energy, I'm feeling sexual energy between you and this person that's speaking about you. So you could have had an intimate moment with them. This could have been like a romantic connection, a one-night stand, a friends with benefits, or even someone you just had a lot of sexual attraction or chemistry to that you wanted to explore within that way, but maybe didn't or did. Okay. I'm feeling like something could have happened between you for most of you, where even if you didn't go all the way with this person, something sexual may have happened between the two of you, or you may have thought of doing it. So the pages here can represent someone that could be younger than you, or someone that acts in a more immature way. If they're not younger than you, they could kind of be a little bit more immature. The Ace of Wands reverse here tells me, though, that your relationship, even though I felt that sexual energy, it wasn't just about that. Even though that spark was like strong, it wasn't just about that. Like, you guys had this energy where you guys could just talk about anything. You guys had a real friendship, a real bond, and that's being spoken about here. They're saying that they feel very close to you and that the spark and the chemistry is there, but it feels like they don't want you to lose interest in them. So I'm even feeling like this could be like a talking stage or something. Like, even if you're not dating this person, it feels like they don't want you to lose interest in them. And it feels like the beginning stages of a connection where you're trying to like impress somebody and you're hoping they don't ghost you or lose interest. I feel like they're saying that to other people. Like, how can I get pal 3 to not lose interest in me? How can I keep things exciting? How do I know that the spark I'm feeling isn't just on my side and it's on their side too? Like, I'm not really sure where it's going, but I want to go with the flow and, just embrace the moment, but my mind is overthinking. That's what they're saying about you. They're perhaps even talking about sexual fantasies here, what they want to do with you, but exclaiming that that's not all they want from you. That, of course, your connection isn't that serious yet, and you guys are keeping it casual, going with the flow until you see where it goes. Like, they don't want to put expectational pressure on the connection, but they do feel like There's a deep understanding of one another. There's a lot of curiosity and nosiness here too with the Page of Swords reverse. They may be stalking your social media. The people they're talking to may be nosy, asking questions, or even doing their own social media stalking. This may even be like them trying to find out information on you and talking about it to other people, but not in a negative, drama-filled way, more in a way of like, I'm trying to understand you and find out more about you because you seem mysterious. This person is someone that is fun, adventurous, exploratory. They're someone that likes to go with the flow. They're probably someone that likes casual relationships over serious connections. Maybe they feel like they're not yet ready for a serious one, but would be open to it if that came. They're not non-committal, but they just are in like a more of a casual dating phase, if that makes sense. This person and you may just have like this very passionate connection is what I feel. This person may be very energetic, but get very drained easily as well. So they might be the type that, for example, is like a morning person, gets up early and gets things done during the day, but then at the end of the day, they get like so tired. Or they might be like energetic one moment, drained the next. So there's like inconsistencies in their energy levels is what I feel and pick up on. They're also talking about the fact that you two just seem to give each other like your freedom, your independence, your own space. But it also feels like when you come together, again, there's like that spark that they can't hide from or deny. This person does feel like with you though, there's an exception where they are thinking about having more of a serious connection or commitment here with the Hierophants at the back of the deck. It's weird because usually they like casual dating, but with you, there's something different here that they're more open to that. They are having insecurities come up to the surface, and there is a little bit of an obsession here. This obsession doesn't feel unhealthy or too intense, but it just feels like they're kind of catching feelings for you or starting to feel something. That is what they're saying, but I don't think they want to tell you that yet until they're sure of how you feel. You and this person may have played house together, cuddled a lot, Netflix and chilled, went to each other's houses. I just feel like a very cuddly energy. Like we're in bed together, cuddling, watching movies, watching series together, binge watching things. That's what I feel in the energy. They're also asking other people's opinions on the connection. This could be people that are close to them. Like, do you think he or she or they are good for me? Do you think we look good together? Do you think they like me? Something along those lines. Or, read this text message that they sent me. Do you think they like me by what they said here? What do you think they meant by this? So it's like they're asking for other people's opinion or input on your connection. They're intrigued, wanting to send a message, flirt. And even if this is someone you're like still scratching your head to, like thinking, who is this? Because maybe some of you are like, I've been single. I haven't really been talking to anybody. Like, I don't know who this is. Maybe this is somebody that wants to initiate that, feels that sexual attraction towards you, is fantasizing, but doesn't know how to. So keep that in mind for those that feel that way. Like wanting to see where this could go. They might try to start a conversation, even flirt a little. I'm seeing someone in my mind's eye that I went to school with, and this person was kind of like the class clown. So maybe there's someone here that's like a class clown in some way. Even if you didn't go to school with this person, maybe they're just always trying to like make you laugh, or they're not someone that like takes life too seriously. They're always trying to joke about different things. It feels like this person wants you badly and they want it to work out. There's almost a sense of like, I need this to work out, but I don't want to seem desperate. That's what they're telling people. There could also be rumors about the situation, like other people saying, oh, I saw so-and-so together. Do you think they're sleeping with each other or something? Because there was this sexual overtone to the energy. And there may also be like suspicion here, like, can I trust this kind of energy that they're asking? There may also be like an awkward communication or nervousness where they feel awkward in front of you because they're trying to impress you. There may have also been mixed signals between you and this person. I think this person is hesitating. They're wondering if it's a bad time, or they're holding back physically or emotionally. They're basically losing the courage to make the first move. So there's strong fire sign energy here, and Gemini too. Air energy too, especially Gemini. So fire signs are not Aquarius. Why did I say Aquarius? Maybe there's an Aquarius too. I was gonna say Sagittarius, Leo, and why I say Sagittarius twice. Maybe Sagittarius is significant here. I meant to say Aries. And then I'm also feeling Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. I'm also seeing like a police person in my mind's eye. Does this person work in law enforcement for someone here? Of course, that won't resonate with everybody. They could also look kind of youthful. They could look kind of like full of energy. They could have a smile on their face all the time. This is not somebody that like looks serious or intimidating. They look kind of not goofy. They're attractive, but like they have like a goofy expression on their face all the time. If I had to explain them like that. But they also have this like intensity to the way they look. Like I'm seeing dark hair in my mind's eye as well. I'm seeing like dark eyebrows, dark eyes, dark features, like a mysterious kind of Scorpio look-ish. It's reminding me of like Scorpio rising. Like basically how I describe it is like tall, dark, and handsome kind of energy, with tall, dark, and sexy, beautiful. Queen of Pentacles reverse, Muse of Materials, and Queen of Swords reverse. So this is going to be the last set of cards we get here. Okay, I'm getting that someone is noticing something you did to your appearance. Because I'm hearing like, oh, did you see what pile 3 did to their eyebrows? Well, oh, did you see the new haircut pile 3 got? Something about appearance, some kind of change to appearance is coming up. Excuse me. And I'm hearing a song that's like, I think it goes like, I made a bad decision calling you up. Oh, it was a bad idea calling you up. It was a bad idea, something like that. Let me just see what this song is called. So someone is speaking about their regrets here. It doesn't have to be romantic though. Okay, the song is My Girl in Red. This could also be like some kind of same-sex connection, because that's what her songs remind me of. But the song basically talks about regrets. Like she talks about calling someone she shouldn't have and how she regrets it after, how it was a bad idea after. So someone may be saying that they regret calling you, texting you, trying to reach out. Maybe it blew up in their face or they didn't get the outcome they expected. And if it's not that, then maybe they're saying like, I regret. Sorry to say this, but this is how it's coming through. I feel bad saying this, but it is coming through. Like, I regret ever knowing Pal 3. I wish I never knew them. I wish we never started anything in the first place. Everything was a bad idea. Like, my gut was telling me no, but I did it anyways. There's that kind of like regret in talking about you. Or if it's not that, if that doesn't make sense to your situation, then maybe there's something they did that they regret. Like if they feel they ruined your connection or did something to fuck up your connection, sorry for my language, maybe they're expressing those regrets to other people. Now, the King of Pentacles here can represent somebody that usually seems very grounded, analytical, good with their decisions, words, and they make careful decisions in some way. They're always trying to better their financial situation, think in a grounded, mature way. The Queen of Pentacles reverse represents the T with the Queen of Swords reverse. So Queen of Swords reverse is them saying their unspoken feelings through the gossip. So this is like someone talking about the things they want to say to you, but not really saying it to you or journaling it or saying it to their therapist or processing it in a healthy way. It's more like going and telling other people that. And other people might say to them, like, why are you telling me this? Tell them that. There's that kind of like tone to the way they're saying things with the Queen of Swords reversed. So Queen of Pentacles reversed next to King of Pentacles. I don't know if this is true or not. This may not be. But this gives me the vibe of like feeling used in some way. So I don't know if this person has money, resources, something that you could have benefited from if it was not money. Maybe they did some things for you, maybe they helped you in some way. It kind of feels similar to the first energy, but different in a way. It feels like they gave something to you, but they feel like you just used them or take advantage of them. They feel like you had bad intentions towards them. And now, again, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is their perspective. You might have just seen it as like, oh, they're giving a lot to me. I'm so appreciative of it. But it's almost like they're saying you're materialistic, that you just wanted to take from them, and that they thought you guys were on the same page, but clearly not. It's like they're trying to figure out your intentions and they're assuming negative intentions from you. And again, I'm not sure if this is like true or not. Maybe you didn't have those intentions. Maybe there are 1 or 2 people that did use this person in this pile. I don't know, but that is just what I'm feeling from their perspective. They thought that what you guys had would grow and continue to turn into something more. And they thought that you were mature like them. That's what they're basically saying. I feel like blocked and confused in their energy. Like, I don't know if you actually block this person or not, but it's almost like this person is confused by your actions, saying that your words and actions don't match up, saying that you confuse them, that they don't know what to think of you. And I think other people around them are saying if they confuse you or if they're sending you mixed signals, that is a sign within itself. You know what I mean? And I think other people are kind of validating that to them. There's anger here, there's tension, there's words left unsaid that I keep picking up on. They thought their journey with you would have lasted longer, and they thought that you charmed them in some way or seduced them in some way. I'm hearing like I was charmed by them, so maybe they thought that you were so charming in the moment that they let their guard down and they regret doing that. Or maybe you let your guard down to them and they regret doing something to you if it's the other way around. Because I'm also feeling the opposite energy where it's like, I regret doing this. I know pile 3 doesn't trust me anymore. I shouldn't have taken advantage of them. I shouldn't have just taken from them and not given back. There's like both sides to the energy depending on how you relate to this. Because I'm seeing like a scene in a movie, you know, like when there's like a movie scene where 2 people start, you know, becoming interested in each other, and then the bad guy, basically like the villain, tells the one person to start a relationship with the hero or the person that like is the good guy in the movie, and then it's like there's themes of deceit there, but then they actually start catching feelings for the person. So I'm seeing like scenes of movies like that in my mind's eye where the person is like instructed to form a relationship with the other person in order to deceive them, but then they actually start catching feelings, regretting what they're doing. So this doesn't have to be literal in the sense of someone ordered this person to like start a relationship with you, and it doesn't have to completely be romantic, because I'm not just feeling romantic energies here, I'm feeling friendship too. But there is this theme of like deceitful intentions from one side, and then the one person starting to regret it or feel bad for what they're doing. So this could even be someone that effed you over, that feels bad and regretful, feels like they shouldn't have done that, and they want to talk to you but they don't know how. That's what I'm getting from the energy. The funny thing is they still feel protective over you in some way, shape, or form while speaking about you. I'm hearing I don't condone that, so some kind of boundary was set. Someone said, I don't accept this behavior, or this behavior is not okay. that was either you or them, and that's being spoken about here. So this person is also slow to take action, but very serious. This energy feels like someone that doesn't rush emotionally, shows care through actions, not words. They're not somebody that's like soppy and emotional, but they show care through like acts of service is what I'm getting, or through thoughtfulness. They're not somebody that likes flashiness. They prefer practicality over flashiness. And they may appear calm while everyone else is emotionally reactive. They want something stable rather than dramatic, and they're looking for something healthy. The Queen of Pentacles reverse shows some kind of gossip around insecurity, jealousy. With the jealousy and insecurity thing, I feel like there's something that's making them feel jealous or insecure. This could be like maybe you're not talking to them and them wondering what's going on in your life. This could be like maybe them speculating that you've moved on to someone else if this was romantic, or that you're hanging out with other friends if this was a friendship. There's some kind of jealousy here that they're speaking about. Like I see them on their story hanging out with this person or something like that. This person kind of like felt possessive over you, but it doesn't feel like in a red flaggy way, even though there were other red flags here of like themes of using someone, whether that was you or them, or the perception of that. This possessiveness doesn't feel red flaggy. It more feels like I'm supposed to be hanging out with you. I'm supposed to be around you, but I'm not. So it's very interesting. I don't know why when I do readings, like energies like this keep coming up in my gossip readings. But okay, I just feel like either you or them feel like you invested energy and didn't feel safe or valued. This person could be doubting their worth. That could show through the way they speak about you. Like they could be saying, oh, do you think pile 3 has moved on from me? And then the other person could be like, I thought you said you're moving on from them. And they're like, yeah, but I just want to know. Like there's that kind of energy there. The thing is, like, although they're coming across as someone very grounded, I think they're having some kind of ego response, which is what Spirit is showing me. Like, it's almost like they want to move on from you mentally, but their ego wants you to be stuck on them. So when they see signs that you're moving forward or not affected by the situation, even if you are, when they see signs of that, it affects their ego, because even though they want to mentally move on from you and don't want anything to do with this connection anymore, because there's some kind of feeling of betrayal here, like someone feeling betrayed with the 5 of Swords at the back of the deck, whether that's you or them, and regret and shame on one side or either side. There's still this energy of like, I want you to be stuck on me. Why aren't you stuck on me? So that's what they're saying about you. This could definitely be earth energy with both pentacle cards coming up. So you have a lot of earth signs speaking about you. Let's see what initials we get. So I'm seeing H, I'm seeing a crown. So a crown could represent somebody that has a lot of power, whether they see it or not. That could even be you, someone speaking about your power. A crown can also represent social hierarchies or positions of power. I'm seeing a rat and a crocodile. So those two combined messages with symbolism make me think of someone that isn't trustworthy, because a rat is like someone, when I think of a rat, I think of a snitch. I don't know why. Maybe because of the saying. But then a crocodile also makes me think of like hostility. Let me Google the spiritual meaning of that. I'm seeing something hidden under the table, like hidden motives or intentions. Okay, crocodile's spiritual meaning represents primal power, deep-seated emotions, hidden dangers, often representing a need to balance subconscious instincts with conscious action. So there could be someone with those qualities speaking about you, or a situation with those themes. Someone could also be born in the year of the rat as well when I think of the rat. So the rat's spiritual meaning centers on resourcefulness, adaptability, and intelligence, often appearing as a sign to overcome challenges and embrace change, which is funny because the Nine of Wands is here, which is all about challenges. So maybe that's a message from your guides that you can overcome challenges and embrace change. It represents strong intuition, survival instincts, and clever problem-solving abilities. It can also represent prosperity, hidden fears, or a need for deeper awareness. So that could either be a characteristic in a person speaking about you or a theme in your situation with them. Someone here could be very good at science, or someone speaking about you could be, or someone that's like very handy as well. I'm seeing the initial I, B. I'm seeing H again. I'm seeing someone hold on to something to the point where it's hurting them. I'm seeing the initial U, C, S, G, B again. I don't know if I mentioned B earlier. I'm seeing Hello Kitty. I'm hearing talk of the town. I'm seeing lightning, which reminds me of sudden talk or something chaotic or sudden. I keep getting the initial B over and over again. P, Q, U again, as well as V. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading. I do hope this resonated with you. Let me know how it resonated down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next week.